am an idiot for not including this in my Summer TBR when I initially did that video, because I was kind of in a rush and I wasn't clearly thinking, but it's currently June. And that means that one of my most anticipated reads has just hit bookstores. We know her. We love her. It's Taylor Jenkins' Reid, and I finally have Atmosphere in my hot little hands. So this is Atmosphere. This is a new historical fiction novel that is taking place in the 80s, following women in NASA in the 80s, and I am so excited for this. This has probably been on my TBR for at least since it was announced. Yeah, Taylor Jenkins' Reid is an automatic buy for me. I have not read most of her backlog, but I have read a lot of her recent historical celebrity stories, and Taylor Jenkins' Reid is an automatic buy for me. I will read her grocery list. I will read her laundry list. I don't care what it is. I see Taylor Jenkins' Reid, I buy. So, yes, I'm very much excited to read Atmosphere, and I need to get started, so I will shut up and catch up with y'all. But honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen in this video. It may just be me reading this book. It may be me reading more of my June TBR. We shall find out, but we're gonna get a kickstart with this because I cannot wait. So, welcome to the video, and let's get started. Okay, I promise this is a different day, but I'm just wearing the same outfit because I have to go on the train, but I want to make this super quick. Hello again, I am enjoying Atmosphere. I'm about 60 pages into it right now, and it is just fantastic. I love the writing. I really am just taking my time to savor Taylor Jenkins Reid's words and how she phrases everything and how she also explains everything that's going on in the terms. And she breaks it down in such a simplistic format that I can understand it. And it's just, wow, it's just amazing. So I'm having a really good time with that. But like I said, I've got to get going because tonight is a dinner train night. And it's also Father's Day, so really huge train night for us tonight. So I got to get going for that. But I want to give you a quick update. So yeah, that's where we're at.
So I didn't get much filmed during this week, but I really was enjoying Atmosphere despite the fact that I was kind of reading it slowly and having a harder time getting through it as quickly, but it did do a really great job of discussing what it means to be up in space versus what it means to be on the ground and loving the ones you love. So as you could tell from my facial expressions throughout this segment that I really was getting into it, and the romance as well. So hope you enjoy this section, and I will catch up with y'all in the next clip.
Alright, I'm gonna make this part uber quick because my parents are about to come pick me up for work. But hello everyone, welcome back. It has been a couple of days. I'm so sorry. I have been horrible about filming for this video, but I just had a lot of stuff going on. Very good stuff, but it's just been a lot, so I haven't had a chance to film. But I swear I have been reading Atmosphere, which I am now about 70% through. I'm like at page 258. I have not had a chance to really sit down and pour through this as much. I really am trying to read when I can, but I've had a lot of stuff going on with work. So unfortunately it has not allowed me much of a chance to really binge read this as much as I thought I would. But it still is very fantastic, and the romance in here is actually very wholesome and sweet, so I like it. I don't know if it's as good as Carrie Soto, though, because Carrie Soto's back was just like another tier of excellence. It just supersedes everything that Taylor Jenkins Reid has written so far. This is still fantastic, but Carrie Soto is still that still is top tier for me for her books. So, but again, I'm still really enjoying this. So I am hoping to finish it this weekend if I get the time, because I don't know if I explained this, but tonight I'm going to go see Avril Lavigne in Tampa with my family. So exciting! Yeah, no, I've been a really huge Avril Lavigne fan since I was a kid. I haven't listened to much of her new stuff, but I still really love her. I think she's a fantastic artist, and I cannot wait to see her in concert. That is going to be so awesome. I think from what I've heard, I think it's like a Eras style concert where we'll get everything from her eras. I don't know, and maybe the music, I'm not 100% sure, but either way, I am very excited to go see Avril tonight. So I'm going to try to squeeze in some reading when I can on the ride up, but I've got to get going to work because I'm going to do a half day and then head up to Tampa with my family. So got to get ready for that. Got to finish packing, and yeah, that's it. There is other stuff that happened during the week, but I will go into more detail about that later. So I'll see you after I return from the concert. Alright, hello everyone. I am obviously back from the Avril concert, as you could tell from my sweatshirt. I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. It was just very nostalgic for me because I grew up with Avril and listened to a lot of her music growing up, so it was a very nostalgic concert for me. My throat's still a little hoarse from singing along at the top of my lungs last night, so again, lots of fun. Had a great time with my family, and I got back earlier this morning. And I also finally finished Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So, still a very good story. Again, I just don't know if I loved it as much as Carrie Soto. I think there were just parts that I kind of felt a little out of it. Maybe it's just because of my mood. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, it was still a good read. Still a very emotional, pulling book. So, I think I'm going to end up giving this one 4 out of 5 stars. So I know I think I had anticipated this being a 5-star read for me, which is a little sad, but you know what? It's okay. Not every book is going to be a hit, but I still love this. And I think if I'm ranking her books, I think this is definitely above Malibu Rising, but I still think Carrie Soto's at the top of the list. I don't know where Daisy Jones and the Six and the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo lie. I may have to do a reread of both of those at some point. I don't know when yet, but it will have to happen so that way I can officially rank all of her historical celebrity universe books. But yeah, that is my take on Atmosphere. So I finally put the book jacket back on so that way I can give this to my mom so that way she can read it next. So that is that. Yes, I've got to get that to my mom so that way she can read it at some point, because I know she called dibs on wanting to read it next. So I'm trying to figure out if I should give it to her before she leaves for a trip with my dad, or if it will have to wait when she gets back. I'm not 100% sure. We'll figure it out at some point, but I know they're going up to Maine, so I'm going to be cat sitting for them this week. So our favorite little guest star is going to be coming back, so I'm very excited about that. And what else? Oh my gosh. Okay, so while I still have your attention and while I still have some camera battery, let me unpack my week because it's been a hot minute since we chatted. And this is going to be a little bit rambling, so forgive me. But yes, what have I done this past week? Obviously, Avril, but need I say more? Yeah, that was fantastic, like I said. So earlier in the week, I ended up going to see Materialists with my sister in theaters. That was okay. The cinematography was great. The acting was good. I think we just both kind of noted that. The ending we were both kind of questioning. So I won't go more into that, but
my sister and I at least still had a fun time at the theater, and we went and got ice cream afterward at Killen's. And then what else? I've just been, obviously, as you can see, I've been reading, I've been working, doing my hoop stuff, just catching up with life. So now I'm just trying to reset and try to find some normalcy again, because these past couple weeks have not really been normal for me. So I am just trying to really enjoy my quiet times and trying not to doom scroll as much, because I know I still have a really bad habit of doom scrolling. But earlier this afternoon, I was at least able to catch up on some YouTube videos and, like I said, finish the book. So I know I'm still working on some laundry, because it was, okay, last night, it was super rainy. I only had one pair of shoes with me, so my shoes were soaked all the way through, as well as my clothes. So I'm washing my clothes from last night, and I'm letting my shoes air dry outside. So that was a bit chaotic, but still fun nonetheless. Like, it made up for it in the end. And what else? Yeah, so I've just really been trying to just take it easy and enjoy my afternoon before the cat comes over. So what am I gonna do for the rest of the day? I think I'm probably just gonna do some light cleaning. It's not as grubby as I thought it was gonna be. I might just do a quick vacuum just to get some little crumblies off the floor, so that way little Missy doesn't try to eat them. So I think I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to probably put my laundry away, maybe start another book before I forget. Oh my gosh, this is just turning into a rambly session, y'all. A couple quick things I wanted to show off before I jump back into whatever it is I'm doing. Okay, so, I don't know if you could see these, but I got these shorts last night at the event. I wore these to bed, super comfy. So they're like little shorts that have her logo and then the greatest hits tour. And then I also got a canvas bag that says greatest hits and then skull on the back. So that was very good to hold all my merch in from last night. So that is the Avril merch that I got. And then earlier in the week, I also forgot to mention, I went to the library because I put in a request for a book and I was able to get it. So I was able to get Back in a Spell by Lana Harper, which I talked about in my Summer TBR video. I'm really excited to get into this. I don't know if I'm going to start it today, or I might just wait until tomorrow just to kind of give myself a bit of a breathing break. Either I might just go into it. We'll figure it out. But important part is I have this book and I'm knocking off another book from my TBR, so very happy about that. And I need to charge this camera, so I'll check back in with y'all later. Thanks for letting me ramble, and happy Saturday! Hello friends, welcome back. It's Sunday and I am already 150 something pages into Back in a Spell. It's my second day of reading this book and I am already close to the halfway point. Like, if you can see right there, I'm just gobbling this book up in a concerning way. This isn't like a stellar book. It's definitely not 5-star level. It's probably not maybe 4-star level. But I'm getting through this so quickly. I don't get it. There's parts that are enjoyable. There's parts that I feel like I kind of need to skim. But nonetheless, this has been an easy read for me. Is that bad that I'm gobbling up this quickly? Or is it that I just actually like the environment this world is set in and I like the lore behind Thistle Grove? I'm not sure. Again, I'm not 100% reading these for the romances. I'm reading them more for the friendships that take place and the lore and the witchcraft and the town's history. That's what I'm really reading these for. So those parts I really have enjoyed, and like I said, I do like the friendships in this novel, and I also like the sibling dynamics too, which is fantastic, and the family dynamics as well. So that's really what I'm reading this for, and again, those parts have been phenomenal. The main romance, I'm not 100% sure I enjoy, just because, okay, let me explain. This isn't a spoiler, it's literally explained in the back of the book, but basically our main character, our main female character, Nina, is part of the Blackmore family, which is kind of like the big bad family of the town, and she goes out on a date with the local bartender, Morty, and you end up finding out that she's been connected as some goddess in the lake, who's supposed to be based on the lady in the lake from Arthurian legend, and as a result of that connection, her magic sort of spirals out of control, and Morty ends up getting witchcraft as a result. So now they've got to kind of work together to figure out how to help Morty come to terms with this new power, because Morty was considered a normie, or someone who isn't part of the witch community living in Thistle Grove, and also Nina coming to terms with her own powers and trying to figure out why the Lady of the Lake essentially chose her and blessed her with this surge of magic. Again, this isn't a spoiler, it's kind of loosely explained in the premise of the book. So, yeah, it's kind of like a weird, it's kind of like an accidental, like, oops, we got married in Vegas kind of thing, but with witchcraft instead of an accidental marriage in Vegas. So I am still going to read this. Again, this has just been a very easy breezy read. I think it's maybe just because it's not requiring so much brain power that I'm getting through this quickly. But at the same time, it's also kind of made me reflect on, like, okay, why was it that why did it take me a week to get through Atmosphere? And even though I think Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins is definitely a stronger read than this, why did I struggle to get through that, and yet I am getting through this so quickly? I don't know. Again, it may just be a level of brain power and processing, and I don't know. Somebody who's smarter than me, please provide some help here. But anyway, yeah, that's my take on Back into Spell so far. Like I said, I'm almost at the halfway point, so I'm definitely going to continue reading, but right now, I need to go run some errands for myself before I have my train shift tonight. And obviously, as you can tell from the background pitter-pattering, I've got the cat over. She came over this morning before my folks went off to the airport, so I've been watching her for most of the morning, and Yes! You want to say hello? Come here! Yes, come say hello to the people. Come say hello. You're everyone's favorite guest star. Yeah, that's that right now. I'm gonna go run some errands. And like I said, Kat came over this morning. They were gonna bring her over last night, but that didn't end up happening, so I just ended up... Weird side tangent. I ended up doing a binge watch of a couple of the Friday the 13th movies because I ended up watching or rewatching the first Friday the 13th movie on Friday the 13th, because this is like a rare occasion where, like, Friday the 13th actually took place on June 13th, which in the Friday the 13th lore is Jason Voorhees' birthday. So I did a rewatch of the first movie because I think I watched the first one and the second one maybe like a year or two ago, and I already had seen the second one, so I ended up watching part 3 and part 4, aka the final chapter, last night. Definitely not quality movies, for sure, and definitely weird slashers, but again, it was just something for my brain to do, and I ended up having a good time watching it. So that was my night last night, and again, just watching over the cat while I read more of this book, and I was also working on some video editing this morning, so hence why you're getting an update from me now before I scooch out the door.
before I leave this cute little one right here. Okay, anyway, yeah, so that's my plan. So I'm gonna go run my errands, come back, make myself some food, and then get ready for the train and catch up with y'all later. Alright friends, good morning. It's many a moon later and I've just been caught up doing other life stuff and hanging out with friends and working out, so I did not get a chance to film much of me reading this book, but I did finish Back in a Spell last night. So I think I ended up giving this 3.5 stars. Yeah, I gave it 3.5 stars. So I did enjoy the book. There were parts of it that I absolutely loved. Like, I still love the lore of this town, and I love the magic system behind it. I love the friendships. Again, I'm not really 100% sold on the romance part of it, and I think there were like a couple of loose ends that I don't know if they got cleared up in there, but either way, it was still enjoyable read. I'm still gonna continue the series, so it was a fun time. I had a good time reading this. So, that's that. You know what, for the sake of time, I'm gonna cap this video off here because I still need to figure out what I want to read. And I know I'm trying to decide between if I want to continue on with the series or continue with what's on my physical TBR and all that. So I've got a lot of decisions to make. I will say that I had a good time reading the 2 books that I did with this video, and again, there's parts of both books I loved, and there's parts of both books where I kind of zoned out. And again, it's probably not the book's fault. It probably may have just been me and my attention span or me and my energy levels. I don't know. I will say I'm very glad that I got through more of my TBR, and I cannot believe I've already hit over 40 books this year. That's crazy. So I'll probably come out with like a mid-year review of everything I've come out with so far. So that'll be very exciting. So stay tuned for that. That's it for me. So I'm gonna head off to work. I'm gonna figure out what my next books are gonna be, and I'll see you with another video very soon. Bye!